Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Antonia and I don't know what medical specialty I want to do when I graduate medical school. If you guys have been following my channel and following my progress through medical school, you'll know that I've just finished my intercalated year, which happened between my 3rd and 4th year of medical school. So I'm going into my 5th year of study, but it's technically going to be like my 4th year of medical school. At this point, people start to have an idea of the sort of specialty that they want to go into, and I don't have that idea yet. So I thought I'd do some online quizzes and see what medical specialties the internet seems to think I'm suited for. I did have some specialties that I liked when I was younger and some specialties I thought like I'd be raring to go with at medical school. I got to placement and things. I still find some of the specialties interesting, but others I was kind of like, it's probably not for me. I'm very much a blank slate when it comes to specialties to do. I find a lot of medicine interesting. There are very few specialties I don't find interesting. However, I am going into my 4th year of study, so there are certain specialties I haven't done yet. We haven't done psych. We haven't done the more complex parts of pediatrics and obs and gynae. I haven't seen certain medical specialties like rheumatology, nephrology, and we haven't done emergency medicine because emergency medicine for us is in our final year of medical school. So yeah, I should say this video was inspired by Aymara's video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below. I'll put the little thumbnail here. I just thought it was such a fun video. I was like, I want to try to do that as well. She actually has an idea of the sort of doctor that she wants to be, so I felt like it worked quite well. I don't have any idea, so I guess we'll see how it works out. Just before we get into the video, if you're new here, hi, my name is Antonia. Like I said before, I explained what kind of medical student I am, but I'm a med student who makes videos about medical school. I do some commentary videos every now and again. I just make videos about things that I find interesting. So if that sounds good to you and you're not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe and keep watching this video. Let's get into it. So I've got my laptop down here, just out of frame, and I'm gonna start screen recording now. We're gonna do 2 quizzes. The first quiz we have is the med set. What kind of doctor should I be? My friends would describe me as an extrovert, introvert, or ambivert. Now, I know after doing many 16 personality tests and like other kind of MBTI tests that I am supposedly an extrovert, but I always say that I feel I'm an ambivert. I don't feel like I am fully extroverted. My friends would definitely say I'm an extrovert though. I always feel like I need to be the person to say something in situations, especially where like no one really knows anyone. So like, yeah, probably an extrovert. I'm a risk taker most of the time, sometimes rarely. I'll say sometimes. I love a good calculated risk. My whole like med school journey was essentially kickstarted again by taking a risk and like taking a gap year. I'll say I take risks sometimes. I really enjoy working with children and young adults. Yes, I do. My first job was at Build-A-Bear. The best part of the job was actually like hanging around the kids and making their day with like making their bears and stuff. So yeah, I'd say I like working around children and young adults. I feel weird because I am a young adult. I feel weird to say like I like working around young adults, like working around people who are my age. But yeah, I like working around children and young adults. When presented with a problem, I like to start with the facts and then form a big picture, see the big picture, then find out the facts. That's a good question. I'm not really sure. See, the thing is, I feel like you can pull in the facts to form the big picture. That is literally one of the options. I feel like I'd start with the facts and then form a big picture because in my head, you need the facts and you need to know as much as you can about a situation to form your big picture and then to actually attack it in the right way. So yeah, I think start with facts, then form the big picture. I like being practical and using my hands most of the time, sometimes not very often. I do like practical things you can like do with your hands. Do I like to do that all the time? I feel like it keeps me engaged to use my hands to do stuff. That's why I feel like I talk with my hands a lot. But yeah, I'll say most of the time because I like being practical. I make my decisions with my head and want to be fair, or heart and want to be compassionate. I feel like you need a mix of both to make good decisions, really. I want to be fair because I think that with medicine especially, like it's really important to be empathetic and compassionate, but I think in a lot of situations, because you have such hard decisions to make as a doctor, you have to go with your head in the way that will benefit your patients. I'm gonna go with head. I want to be fair, although I know that like I'm a very emotional person. I can be quite emotional at times, so I'm just like, I'll go with head because I'm like, in this situation, I feel like I should go with my head and make the most like unbiased decision. I prefer working in an environment that is fast-paced and unpredictable, calm and controlled, a mixture of both. Definitely a mix of both. I don't know if I can do the fast-paced thing all the time, but I definitely need some excitement to the day because I'd get bored very easily with just like same old every single day. When I have a project to complete, I am motivated by an approaching deadline. I plan work to avoid rushing before a deadline. I do like to plan to avoid deadlines, and I do that the majority of the time, but sometimes you wake up and you realize that exam is just a bit too close. Especially with like this year with the BSc year, like the deadline for like a mini hand-in will approach and you're like, ooh, am I ready for that? I feel like I'm motivated by an approaching deadline because I am not yet at a place where I can confidently be like, oh yeah, I plan all my work out. So to avoid rushing. Sometimes I need a little bit of pressure on me. Not to say that I do like all-nighters and stuff, because I have to be honest with you, I don't have the energy for it. But I say that instead of giving myself 2 weeks to do something, sometimes I may give myself 1. So yeah, I'm motivated by an approaching deadline. I always have the latest gadgets, very often, sometimes rarely. I wouldn't say I always have the latest gadgets, but I would say like I'm reasonably decked out. I'll say very often, because I feel like if I say sometimes, like I would be ignoring the fact that like I have so many bits of tech and like so many gadgets I randomly pick up and stuff, but I don't have like the newest Apple Watch, the newest iPhone, the newest MacBook or anything like that. I enjoy spending time with other people and listening to their stories often. Obviously COVID has kind of put a stop to that, but yes, I really do like doing that. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to completing tasks. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a complete perfectionist, but sometimes enjoying my work is more important than earning a higher salary. I think, yes, ultimately it depends. People always talk about how like you should be motivated by like enjoying your job and stuff, but at the same time, money is important in this capitalist society that we live in. I still think that enjoying your job is more important, because if I was earning like big bucks but I hated my job, I would eventually probably have to leave, even though the money would be nice. So I'll say yes. Let's look at the results. Okay. Quickly interrupting today's video to say a massive thank you to our sponsors, 360 Medics. What is 360 Medics? I hear you asking. 360 Medics is basically a free medical search engine which you can use to find reliable answers to any medical questions that you might have. It actually encompasses things like drug databases, different medical guidelines, and even just general medical articles from places like the BMJ. I've just started 4th year and it's been quite daunting to be back on the wards after 18 months of not being in a hospital. But this app has really helped me with getting to grips with different medications. So I've been looking up different anesthesia medications used in theatre, but I've also been using it to keep track of, you know, Miss Rona. It's quite nice to actually have access to reputable articles through this app. It saves you from having to go into Google and sift through the useful medical resources from the not so useful medical resources. I think this app would be absolutely perfect for current medical students, doctors, and even prospective medical students if you're trying to find some really pertinent medical articles and you don't want to get bogged down with any fake news out there. The app is completely free to use, there's no hidden cost anywhere, and I actually have a little code if you're signing up for the app, TONI, I'll just pop on the screen here. So if you decide to sign up for it, you know, just tell 360 Medics that I'm the one that sent you that. Help a sister out. Honestly, this app is fantastic and I think that a lot of people would actually really benefit from it. So if that sounds good to you, feel free to check the link in the bio, that will be there as well, or to just type in 360 Medics into your app store and register today. I should be an emergency doctor. Emergency doctors are highly qualified professionals that care for emergency patients, usually during the first hours in the hospital. Now, do I see myself as an A&E/ER doc? Like emergency medicine is interesting. I haven't really gotten a chance to be an A&E, so I don't know how I'd react in those situations. The closest I had to it was on my pediatrics rotation. My educational supervisor, he was an emergency medicine peds doc, so he got myself and a couple of the other student doctors to come to peds ED and to like clerks and patients. It was nice, but I don't know. I haven't actually been in A&E for long enough to know whether that's accurate or not. Emergency doctors work in the A&E departments, which are usually quite fast paced. I think it'd be cool to work somewhere that's fast paced, you know, quite exciting. But again, in my head, I feel like that's fast paced all the time. And I don't know whether I would like to work in a system that's fast paced all the time. Apparently the consultant salary is 93.7k per annum, which would be pretty good. 8 years of training. So I'm guessing that, oh, they say post-med school, so I don't know whether that involves F1 and F2. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible. And I actually quite like the idea of working in a hospital, but then I'm not opposed to working in like a GP clinic or anything. So, but yeah, that's really surprising. I didn't think I'd get emergency doctor, to be honest, but we move. On to the next quiz. Now, did my camera just die? Yes. So I'm sorry if the angle has changed. Hopefully it's not too changed, but yeah. This is the BuzzFeed. If you were a doctor, which kind of doctor would you be? Let's go to the first question. Pick an ideal vacation spot. Camping, Mediterranean coast, Great Wall of China, beach with family, the Louvre in Paris, or anything adventurous. Ideal vacation spot. The beach is out because I don't really like the beach that much. I don't like sand. Like if it was a rocky beach perhaps, but I really just don't like sand. It gets everywhere. Camping, I did DOV, I did NCS. I don't need to camp again really. The Mediterranean coast, this is like Santorini from like the picture. It looks very nice. I've actually never been. The Great Wall of China, it seems like it'd be such a sick place to go. I went to the Louvre with my friends actually, and we went to on the day that it was closed, so we didn't get to actually go inside. But, you know, that'd be a pretty cool place to go. Anything adventurous, I'd love to go on an adventure holiday, but would that be the ideal place? I'm gonna go for Paris. I'm gonna go for the Louvre in Paris, because I do actually quite like it. Pick an instrument to play. Drums, harp, violin, trumpet, piano, guitar. Now, I actually played, should I say, the guitar and piano. My sister played the piano and violin, but she was much better at music than I was. Right, I'd love to be able to play the harp. It just looks so like nice and majestic, but I feel like realistically, it'd be the guitar. So I'll go for the guitar. Which photo bothers you the most? I mean, all of these photos look kind of scary, but thing is, I'd go for like the hand, actually, maybe like the hand in the water, but I don't like water. I don't like vast bodies of water really. So like, I don't know. I could call for help. I'm not sure that I'd be able to help in that situation. The house on the edge is kind of worrying me a lot because I'm like, are people in there right now? How many people are in there? Ooh, but the cut hands, especially because they're so dry as well, it's making me feel very like workplace accident. I'm gonna go for the house, like teetering off the edge of what looks like a cliff. Which quote do I live by? The biggest risk is not taking any risk. There are no shortcuts or secrets to success. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails. If you want to lift yourself up, lift someone else up. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. These are all very like inspirational quotes that you'd have up in your kitchen or something like that, or like in your bedroom sort of thing. These are all very nice. I do like a lot of these. Half of me wants to go for like the biggest risk is not taking any risk. Again, I've taken a couple of calculated risks in my life that have ended up quite well for me, you know, thank God. But I don't take risks all the time, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that. I might actually go for the if you want to lift yourself up, lift someone else up, because I am a really, really big fan of like widening participation, advocating for others, like mentorship. Like I just really like the idea of like making things better for people who are going to come after you, you know? Like I am always so keen to hear from aspiring medics and like offer any helpful support that I can. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is the most important one to me here because I really, really like the idea of like helping yourself but then helping others as well. Pick a coffee drink. Now all of these already I'm like, oh in fact, haha, is actually an option. No coffee for me. I'm not a coffee drinker. I have to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean these other coffees look like they'd be great, I'm sure. But yeah, it's no coffee for me. People always ask me like how I get through medical school without coffee or like energy drinks and stuff. You just learn to prioritize certain things. Like I can stay up late and work if I want to, but I know I'll ruin myself for like the next couple of days. So unless it's near exams, I really don't stay up late to study. I can talk about that in a different video. What's really for breakfast? Oh goodness, dinner leftovers. What's breakfast? Like a full breakfast, okay. Breakfast sandwich, eggs on toast or cereal. The sad reality is I don't really have breakfast that often. Even when I'm on holiday and stuff like that, the only time I have breakfast is when I'm home with my family. Other than that, I don't really have breakfast. I'll have a green tea, either a lemon green tea or a peppermint tea. And that's it. But other than that, like I don't really eat in the morning because I'm normally running a little bit late. But I just like having tea in the morning anyway because I can have it actually on the go. It especially helps when I'm driving to placement. So I'll have to put what's breakfast, unfortunately. That is not healthy though. Eat your breakfast. I need to try and figure out something quick to eat in the morning, especially for this year of placement. So yeah. Lastly, what is your ideal pet? Oh, okay, cat, goldfish, multiple rescue dogs, dog or horse. Oh, no time for pets as well. I've never had a pet and I've always wanted a pet. I feel like I do want a pet in the future. I can't tell whether I'd want a cat or a dog. A cat's kind of like chill from what I've seen of my friends' pets and stuff, my friends' cats. They kind of just chill, walk around the house, go in and out, come back for food and water and milk, and that's kind of it. Whereas dogs, you need to like put in the concerted effort to walk them. You know, hopefully in the future when I have my family, like we'd be able to divvy up that responsibility. I feel like I'd like a dog actually. I'm not gonna say multiple rescue dogs because I don't even know whether I'd be a good dog mum yet, but I'm gonna say a dog. I feel like that works quite well. So I'll get family medicine physician. You enjoy a variety of body systems and understand everything is a work in progress. You live your life a little bit more slowly and tend to be more family oriented, as this specialty allows for more typical job hours. First off, you know, you do love Joey. I'm not completely surprised by that because family medicine or like general practice GP is something that I liked more than I thought I would in third year. We have another GP placement in fourth year, so I'll see whether that is still true. But I did quite enjoy it. I'm not surprised, but I kind of am surprised. To be honest, I would have been surprised with any result. Not as surprised as I was with emergency medicine, but like, you know, family med, it's one of those things where I think a lot of people, they don't like to default to family med because they think it's like the easy option, whereas being a GP or like a family med physician is quite hard. You're seeing so many different varieties of cases from people of all ages. You're like the first port of call when people are coming to seek medical advice. So it is a very big job. It'd be nice though, actually. I do love the idea of Dr. Anthony, the local GP. I can come up to her and ask her about anything. Like, I'd love to be able to do that. But in my head, I'm also like, would I want to do family medicine right now? Would I not want to work in a hospital as opposed to working in a GP clinic? I'm not sure. Okay, so family med and emergency med, they're quite different. I mean, they're the same in the fact that you see a range of cases, but they're different. Obviously, like family med, you have like your set consultations, you have your set schedule. It's more 9 to 5 than working in a hospital tends to be. Whereas emergency med, it's very fast paced. You don't know what's coming through the doors, that sort of thing. This is all really interesting, actually. I feel like I might actually take more of these quizzes just to see why they put me in certain like specialties, or they think that certain specialties will work for me. I can like learn more about myself, you know. This has been very, very interesting for me. Like I said at the start, let me know if you guys enjoy this video. I am definitely down to do more of these fun quizzes, or even do like the BMA specialty picker. I think there's a student doctor forum one as well, but 100% let me know down in the comments if you'd like me to do those as well, or any other kinds of quizzes, because this was quite fun. If you've not already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you like this video. Follow me on Instagram. I was going to put it here. My name on Instagram is The Chatty Medic. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I've uploaded a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.